even in college
Dude,
too.
NFL was fucking so so ridiculous. I want to know how my matchups. I don't remember what I picked, but after this last like week, just kind of watching, I was like, wow, I could be way off on all my picks.
Yeah, I actually kind of forgot too, and I forgot to check the video as well.
Ah, gotcha.
But we'll score. We'll tally it up here in a different day.
Okay.
Uh, so what's up? We're back with another episode. Uh, this one's being recorded a little bit earlier in the week, just kind of due to our schedules, and then
Yeah.
also editing too. So it's still Monday night, and we have not seen the Bills and the Titans, or who is it? The Eagles and
Titan, or excuse me, the Vikings and the Eagles.
Vikings and the Eagles. Okay.
Actually, I'm watching the game's on the television right
Yeah,
behind me.
I'm watching the. I have the game cast up right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna start off like we did
It's
last
a
week.
good game so far. It's pass heavy.
Yeah, that's what it was looking like.
Oh shit. Okay, since I said that, fucking Josh Allen fumbles.
God damn it.
Uh,
All right. So just like last week, we're gonna start off with last week's scores.
mm,
Kind of move our way down from NFL to college, and then we'll get into other topics again. So we'll start off with Thursday night: the Chiefs versus the Chargers.
that was one of the ones it was going down when we were
Yeah.
saying it, and I completely like when you don't watch the game, like and just kind of seeing the scores, you kind
Mm-hmm.
of put a picture in your head. After I watched the game, I was like, okay, my pick wasn't that far off because I think either A, they caught any of those interceptions that they dropped, or B, any of the interceptions that they caught that didn't get called back for penalties.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's one that was a complete yes call.
Yeah.
Um, then there's a good chance for the Chargers to win that game. Because when you talk about like momentum and field position and just
Yeah.
getting ahead. Um, that being said, those interceptions happened. What was it? I think third quarter, so you still have plenty of football to come back and
Yeah. But sometimes when that momentum changes, it's game over at that point. And I
yeah.
saw that in the K State game that I went to. Uh, I'll get into that when we get to there. But yeah, so the Chiefs won 27-24, and then the first game on Sunday that pops up is the Patriots over the Steelers, 17-14. The Steelers got a 2 point conversion at the end of the game, and it only brought them within three. And I think they're trying to set up for a field goal, but it never actually happened.
Well, then they went for an onside, and I don't think it got.
Okay. But it looked like it was a close game looking at the stats.
As I was rewatching at least the highlights, it looked like the defense was again
Yeah,
doing
carrying
most
the
of the
team.
work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that was
And then,
that article I was looking at when we first started our call. It
mhm.
was an interview with Mike Tomlin, and he was talking about practicing patience with his offense because they were a fairly young offense, and there's not much experience other than the offensive line. And in skill positions, there's not that much time in the league.
Yeah, I mean, what it's Chase Poole, who he hasn't had much time, and
Yeah.
then you had Najee Harris, who I think is what 2 or 3.
Yeah, but he's questionable now. He got hurt.
Really?
Yeah, he got hurt in second or third quarter.
Well, I
Uh,
think
but
if
even so, like Mitch Trubisky and Mac Jones had almost identical, except for the actual yards that they passed. Um, they're both 21 passes complete. Mac Jones with 35 attempts and Mitch Trubisky with 33. But the difference
What I've
is,
seen with Mitch Trubisky is they weren't letting him. Well, I don't know if it was a him thing or if it was a coaching thing, but they wouldn't go down the field with like a deep pass or like anything of distance. It was all either like check downs or like trying to just get some short yards and put up, but they didn't
yeah.
let him go deep.
And like they were talking about that too in the interviews. Like, are there plans for stretching down the field? And he said there are plans, and that they just aren't getting it right now. I think they want to build up more confidence in the quarterback and the wide receiver core. Is what I'm thinking is that they're doing, because if coming from being a quarterback, when you're doing checkdowns, you either don't have confidence in your receivers or you don't have confidence in yourself.
And I think if you're looking at the coaching, they probably think both.
Yeah,
Like they haven't had enough time together where they're like, okay, if we went for like a deep ball on third, or you got like a second and short, and
yeah,
you fake a play action, try to go deep. I don't think they've done enough. But I mean, it's early enough in the season. Why not experiment and play around for a little bit?
that is true. And they again are a young team, and nobody expects them to be Super Bowl performing this season. But they did play a good game all around though on both sides, except for Mitch Trubisky and Mac Jones fucking interceptions.
Well, yeah, I think the Steelers side too, they didn't have T.J. Watt, so there's a huge identity in their defense just not there.
They had another Watt though. They have Derek Watt.
Isn't he offensive?
Yeah, he's the fullback, not the halfback. But
I mean, they could throw him in there.
yeah, he actually got a rushing a carry for 2 yards. Here, let me go back. The Jets over the Browns. That one was one I was sitting there like, I told you last week.
AFC North, the whole AFC North took L's this week. Yeah. And that was just one I did not see coming.
But I also told you
in that fashion. That fashion, I should say.
Yeah. But I said last week the Jets were going to win. And I wanted
didn't think Joe Flacco had it in him. I didn't think he had it in him.
What's up, baby? Okay. All right, so the Lions win over the Commanders. That one also was close, too.
It got close towards the end. At first, Lions, I think they got a safety on them. I think when I looked initially, I was like 5-0. How the fuck did they get to 5? I was like, did they get a safety and a fucking field goal? And that's what actually happened. And I was like, huh. And then they went up like 12-0. And then I think they went up. To the 30 mark. And maybe the Commanders had like a few. But I was sitting there like, okay, all right, they could win it. Then like later half of the game, they just kind of turned it off and less shit happened, and they're come back. And I was like, please don't blow this lead, man. I want the Lions to do so well. It like I was sitting there like so. But speaking of that game, I had St. Brown on my fantasy. Man went off for me. I don't know if you looked at the game. I was playing Aaron. Poor Aaron.
Yeah.
I fucking crushed him like 150 points in total. Just because I had a lot of great picks this week. Which St. Brown was one of them. So I'm glad that I really think he's going to be a guy on that team that's going to be like really fucking good.
Yeah.
Then when you got like support pieces like Josh Reynolds, who played with Jared Goff in the Rams, I think that's just more communication and more bonding together. So him and then Swift, he's looking really good, and defense is starting to kind of pair up. I think if they looked good in the first half, whatever they got to do to make the adjustments, and maybe that's what they didn't do. Maybe they just thought that what the defense was doing in the first half was good, so let's make no adjustments. But the Commanders made the adjustments, then that's,
Yeah.
you know. Say the Bills are just fucking manhandling Derrick Henry in the backfield right now. That's just crazy to watch.
Dude, Derrick Henry's starting to fade away now. I think teams are starting to figure out how to beat him.
Well, he's come back from an injury from last year. He was out all season, or majority of the season, because of his foot injury.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to call him washed yet.
Let's see if he pulls an Adrian Peterson and recovers.
Hopefully. I mean, I really like Derrick Henry. Maybe just kind of like a slow start, and he'll pick it back up.
Yeah.
Bills just took it deep with a screen pass.
Buccaneers.
The Titans.
Buccaneers over the Saints, 20-10.
You see that fight in the game?
No, I did. Oh wait. Oh,
Yeah,
so that's why Mike Evans got fucking suspended.
Suspended. Yeah, I've already said that because that's your boy on fantasy.
Yeah, I know, and it fucking took away half my points.
Yeah, that shit. As soon as I saw that, I was like, man, that sucks for Stephens because, I mean, Mike Evans is good, even though he usually the Buccaneers in general play really poorly when they're at the Saints because it's just that division rivalry, and they just seem to have their number. Even though I think it's only been like 1 or 2 times recently where the Saints won. I can't remember. But yeah, when I watched that, and I'm not surprised because last year too, they got into a fight and they got ejected, and never happened this year. I'm like, I'm not surprised. It looks like because it looked like
I was tracking the game. Like me and Maddie were out shopping, and I was just tracking the points. And I'm like, all right, cool. We got in the third quarter. Why isn't Mike Evans' points going up? Like they're scoring right now. Like where the fuck is Mike Evans at? And like it didn't pop up on the fantasy app like that he was suspended until after the game. I'm just like, what the fuck happened? And then I just read that there was a fight. I'm just like,
yeah, no, that shit where you're just like, man, I cannot fucking.
Because he only got fucking what was
7.8.
Yeah, 7-something points, and he was like supposed to get fucking 14 points. Yeah. And then this is also kind of pisses me off, and we'll get to that game when we get to it. It's actually coming up close. But then James Conner got fucking injured too, my running back, halfway through the game.
Yep.
And so I really need Miles Sanders to pop off this game, and I need Stephon Diggs.
He could.
And I need
Miles
Stephon
Sanders
Diggs.
is one of those running backs that if the Eagles feed him, they could look good, which will bring us to whenever we talk about Indianapolis, because that shit is ridiculous.
Fucking. All right, Giants over the Panthers.
Wasn't surprised.
No.
I don't remember if I picked this game or if I talked about it last week.
You did talk about it. I think you said it was one of your favorites.
Maybe. I don't remember. But for me, I mean, Baker Mayfield is the definition of overhype and washed. So. Going somewhere? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised, motherfucker, as Nate Diaz would say.
Jaguars absolutely demolished the Colts, 24-0.
That's the game. Like, look up the stats for that one if you don't mind. Jonathan Taylor had 6 touches?
He had 9 carries for 54 yards.
That's. I get it because if you look, I think you can see the box scores. And I'm pretty sure the Jaguars did a good job of scoring all 3 of their points, or all first, second, and third quarter is just like that's when they got their points.
They didn't get the fourth quarter, but they got first, second, and third.
Okay, yeah, and so that's like if you want to make the Colts one-dimensional because you gotta hurry up and score, and you can't run a whole lot because then that's wasting clock.
Yeah,
like that's a good move. The Jaguars. Like, Jaguars, if that was their game plan, they went out and they did it fucking perfectly. But Indianapolis, you cannot put the ball in the hand of Matt Ryan and expect him to be Matty Ice.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got that shit in him, and he doesn't have the receivers to do that shit too. Because when he was in Atlanta, he had Julio, fucking prime Julio. Fucking who was that tight end that they had that was fucking good? You can see what I'm saying, where
Yeah.
they had
the
weapons on. Yeah, and he doesn't really have that except for Jonathan Taylor, and then what's his name? Pittman, I think is what's his name. So I wasn't surprised to see Matt Ryan threw fucking 3 picks.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see the picks that he threw because they were dog shit. Just kind of trying to force a play here and there, but
yeah. So this is also kind of comes up to one of my topics, dude, that I wanted to talk about. The Ravens' terrible loss. Absolutely getting demolished in the fourth quarter. 42-38.
I was same with the Browns and the Jets, where the Browns were leading by what, 2 or 3 scores. The Jets had that comeback, Dolphins had their comeback, and then
so the Browns and
Arizona.
Jets. Browns scored 1 touchdown in the first quarter, and then they also scored another touchdown in the second quarter. Jets scored 2 in the second quarter. Jets went scoreless in the third. Browns got a field goal. And then the Jets came out with 17 points, so 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And the Browns only had a touchdown and 2 field goals, or 2 touchdowns with a missed PAT.
I thought I saw was like it was like 17-31 or something like that. I sent it to you. I didn't send it to you.
But this also comes up because Tyreek Hill fucking popped off and gave Josh 33 points.
Yeah, I had Jalen Waddle or Jalen Waddle, excuse me. Let me go into my fantasy real quick. Oh, it was Jalen Waddle. And he fucking went off for me. He gave me 34 points. Oh, I was very appreciative of that game. I was sitting there like, they can win or lose. I don't care. As long as, like, it was during that last drive, I was like, you know, this is all cool. If they want to give the next pass to Waddle to get a touchdown, that'd be nice. And that's exactly what happened. And I was like, all right, baby, that's more fantasy points.
But fucking, like, how do you give up such a lead like that? You had fucking 28 points going to the halftime to 7, and then they score 1 touchdown in the third, and you also scored a touchdown in the third, so it's 35-14, and then you only get a field goal in the fourth quarter, and they just fucking pop off a 28 in a quarter.
That's a question I'd have for you is do you think that is the do you think it is the defense, or excuse me, the Ravens, like a poor job on the Ravens for just not like taking their foot off the gas and just letting them go, or you put in more emphasis on the Dolphins, like, hey, we gotta push, like, well, you know, are you praising or are you judging?
I want to put it more on the Dolphins, like finally getting their shit in the gear, because I didn't watch the game. And from what I've been reading on ESPN, was that everybody's just talking shit on the Ravens, and it seems like they just kind of dropped the ball in the third or in the fourth quarter, and they just could not figure out their momentum at all. And then once the Dolphins just kept on scoring and scoring and scoring, there was pretty much nothing they could do.
Let me see.
Here is your Rams beating the Falcons.
That game had me concerned because at a certain point it had the curse of the Rams up by 28 and then down by 3.
Yeah.
And then Atlanta started coming back, and they got really close to us. So like, please don't do a bird out, and we followed fourth quarter. That's a win I'm not hanging my hat on. And I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a Rams shirt right now. It's not a game I'm like, woohoo, we did it. It's like, how the fuck did we barely beat out the Falcons? Like, who the fuck do the Falcons have? I also want to, like, on our list, I want to change out one of the topics.
Okay.
Okay. Who's right on it?
Jimmy G fucking came back and helped out the 49ers win over the Seahawks. And I think that is... I'm glad Jimmy G's back because I think he is an absolute stud.
I think he deserves... I don't think he deserves to be the most overpaid backup in the league. I definitely think he could go elsewhere. But since Trey Lance's leg is broken and he's out for the whole season, which sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely hate when that shit happens. Especially when you're like a young guy, like when Joe Burrow had it on his rookie year.
Yeah.
Sucks, but I mean, Jimmy G came out and did what he had to do, and hopefully kind of keep that possession.
Yeah. Cowboys somehow finally figured out how to win. Even though we were talking mad shit on them last week.
Here's what I'll say to that too. I was looking at my fantasy early in the week, and I was sitting there like, something is telling me, because I was more looking at Michael Parsons on the defense. I was like, Michael Parsons is gonna fuck Joe Burrow's shit up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna pick him to be my quarterback for fantasy because I don't see him doing well. But I thought he would at least do enough to get the job done. I don't think I said that in the last week's episode of the podcast, but that's what I was thinking to myself is, Joe Burrow can at least go out and this round and still get the victory.
Oh, they
I didn't
changed out their
fucking
quarterback.
expect him to get that.
The Cowboys changed out their quarterback. I didn't notice that.
For Rush, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dak's out for X amount of weeks.
What happened to him?
Dak?
Yeah.
Broke his hand.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I forgot. Yeah, so maybe he's the next step for them and getting rid of Dak.
I mean, it's only been week 1, but I think if Cooper Rush looks good, if their defense is the one carrying, but I mean, what was it 0-31 or something like that?
It was 20-17.
2017. Okay, excuse me. I don't know what I'm thinking of, but yeah, I mean, Michael. Can you look up Michael like QB hits and sacks? Because I think Michael Parson had 2 or 3 sacks alone on Joe Burrow.
So fucking Vander Esch had 1.
Vander Esch, okay.
Parsons had 2. Armstrong had 2. Fowler Jr. had 1.
These are all sacks.
Yeah.
That's a ton of fucking sacks to take as a QB in one game, man.
Yeah. And the Bengals were only able to touch Cooper Rush once.
So that's, yeah. As I look back, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but
Yeah.
I think I should have put a little bit more stock into that that Dallas defense. Been enough to know not to put in Joe Burrow as my fantasy quarterback this week. I went with Russell Wilson, which wasn't any better. I think he actually did a little worse. But yeah, surprised by that game. That's crazy to me. Especially since last week, Dallas was the only team to not score a touchdown.
And they did it
They get
twice
this
in
new
the first
guy.
quarter.
Yeah, so maybe you're right. Maybe this Cooper Rush guy might be the future of Dallas.
Because he had one of their touchdowns, and not even Ezekiel Elliott had a touchdown. Polar
He's
had
another
the
guy
other
that I
one.
think is a little old up and washed.
I think so too, honestly.
Yeah.
The Broncos ended up winning.
Yeah.
16-9. Let's see how Russell Wilson did.
Not well.
14 catches for 31 attempts, 219 yards. Not bad, but he had 1 interception.
It's under half,
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff when you're looking at some of those throws is just like either they were rushed or they were just poorly communicated. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. And that's just not Russell. Um, like when you think of Russell, you're thinking of like guy who's been in the league for how many years, and he has a fucking good arm, and
Yeah.
he's fucking. But I like think Jerry Judy. No, did Jerry Judy have a deep one this week? Did he get a touchdown for like 68 yards?
Judy, his longest was 11 yards.
Jeez, maybe I'm thinking of last week then. I'm thinking of last week.
Yeah, Sutton had their longest with 35.
That's just like surprising to me. You know what I mean? 35 yards is your deepest if you're Russell Wilson. Curious on the game, Buffalo's up 10-7, and Buffalo's kicking off with 7:20 left in the second quarter.
Cardinals with their comeback win in overtime.
That shit was. I wish I got to watch that game. I only kind of did the highlights.
Yeah.
Because I was working for all these games. I was working Sunday, and then afterwards I went and played softball, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I really wanted to watch these games, but when I saw I think that game was going on. Someone had like a radio, and we could hear the radio of it, and I was like, whoa, they went into overtime with them. And I was like, damn, did you see the 2-point conversion?
Yeah, the 20-second long 2-point
conversion. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is fucking crazy,
dude. Okay, so like watching Kyler Murray run is like the funniest thing ever because he's like one of the shortest quarterbacks to play.
But short as fuck.
Yeah, and he's just got like these fucking thick ass legs, and he does not look like a quarterback at all when he's back there. And he's just out there.
He kind of has like that body of either like a short wide receiver or those really fast short running backs.
Yeah, and like I just don't imagine him like that. But then I see him running, I'm just like, it looks like a little. It looks like a little kid running on the field next to all these fucking 6'3" to 6'8" giants.
But let me see. I'll send you something. Hopefully I can find it. Yes, this.
Is it like all the memes about fucking Kyler Murray?
You can post this up on the screen. I don't know if you can for the video, but this.
Yeah, the Kyler Murray.
Every time I think about it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Can you bring it up so the people watching this can see what we're talking about?
That's what they're looking at right now.
That's so fucking that shit is so funny to me. Especially when you're talking about how short he is.
Yeah.
They have multiple of those memes. I love them all, but Kyler's is just the most fun. Are you gonna watch? Do you have HBO Max?
I don't think so.
I thought you were borrowing it from me and Aaron have one.
No, I didn't borrow it from you guys. It was Disney Plus that I was calling to talk to you about when I was in Poland.
Yeah, but I thought. Oh no, you have Amazon with Aaron, right?
I had Amazon with Aaron, but now I have my own.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe since you're off of Aaron's Amazon, I can talk to him about letting you use the HBO Max because they're gonna be the next Hard Knocks like in season.
Okay. 1 second.
Have you seen? Oh, go ahead.
My shoes, so.
Kitty. For the viewers at home, who thinks that Matt's actually gonna get this clip where he's walking about? Oh, here he comes. Act natural.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Hey there, T. Yeah, she likes to eat my shoes and like the shoestrings and shit.
I gotcha. But HBO has all the Hard Knocks, and I just finished up the ones for Lions, and that one was amazing. I want Danny Campbell to be my new fucking dad, dude. He is so fucking cool. But I will say, they had Eminem come on the last episode, and he was just kind of like, I didn't realize how fucking short he looked.
Eminem?
How tall? Yeah.
Yeah, he's like standard like 5'8".
Yeah, he's exactly 5'8".
Yeah.
They had him standing next to Jared Goff, and Jared Goff was towering over him. And he
Yeah.
goes, "Damn, you're a lot taller than you look on television." And I googled it. He's 6'4",
Yeah.
and I was like, "God damn!" And he's fucking towering over
Eminem
Eminem.
is
So I
just
don't know.
standard white boy height, you know.
He is. I don't know why I thought that he'd be bigger. I guess just the way
You
they
know
filmed him
who's
in 8 Mile.
you know who's actually pretty tall? MGK. He's 6'3".
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I did
I really
not
like
like I saw it on
MGK.
Snapchat, like fucking one of those like funny little like stories and shit. And it's like celebrities compared to pro athletes and like their heights and everything. And I think they compared him to like Tyreek Hill or some other wide receiver, and they're both like 6'3", like 200 pounds ish. God fucking damn it.
What happened? I'll throw him a curveball here in a minute. As my mind spiraling.
Ugh. So,
All right. So I'm gonna hit you with a Bonzo Boys exclusive where we fucking hey, hey, where I'm gonna take you off the rails for a second. Have you ever heard of a porn called Ultimate Surrender where they play like football and then they just miraculously like strip down and have sex at the end?
no.
Oh, okay. My friend Devin from Quantico, shout out,
Yeah.
showed me that series, and I don't know where that came. Oh, I think it was because you were talking about celebrities. But isn't that kind of a weird concept that
Yeah.
people thought would be a good porn?
It's kind of like there are some that's like they're wrestling and shit, or like they're doing like
It
MMA.
was like an MMA one I saw,
Yeah.
and I was like, "This is kind of rapey, dude.
Yeah.
Like, this is I don't like this shit at all.
It's weird.
It's weird. Like when you're doing it like as a couple, where it's like con- clearly
Yeah.
consensual, and it's like you're fucking around, you're throwing punches and kicks that are like the guys are soft, but the girls are
Yeah.
trying to knock the shit out of you. A weird concept.
It is. It really is. So Green Bay beating the Bears. We both called this one. Justin Fields did not show up to play.
What's that? 7-8. Don't cuss. I'm recording with Stephens.
So Justin Fields, a 7 for 11 for 70 yards with one interception.
Well, I mean, Rodgers says he owns the Bears, and I mean,
Yeah. And he showed up to play.
it continues.
19 for 25, 234 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
You need to calm down, buddy. Ooh.
That finishes up the NFL for us. So let's take it into college football.
I didn't watch a lick of college. I could talk to you about the Nebraska game just because I want to talk about the delusional Nebraska fans.
Yeah.
Damn.
Iowa State came out and won 43-10 over the Ohio Bobcats.
Did you see that one TikTok I sent you about the Ohio State?
Ohio State? Oh, Iowa State?
Iowa State, sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, are you talking about Iowa or Ohio?
Iowa. Iowa
Yeah,
beat Ohio Bobcats.
Did you see the one that I sent you about
Yeah,
Iowa?
yeah.
It's funny. You got the combination, fried rice. Yeah.
Georgia beat the Gamecocks. Alabama won 63-7.
The fuck did they play?
UL Monroe.
Oh, is that like their cupcake school of the
Yeah.
week? Oh, okay.
Ohio State won. Michigan won. Clemson. Nebraska lost to Oklahoma 49-14.
I'll tell you about this game. So, I would get ready for work, but I think Nebraska went off on their first
Yeah.
drive and they scored. Everybody in the world was like, "Oh my God, they're gonna beat them." their first drive. They're like, it's already up 7-0. Like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna come back and we're gonna show that we don't need Scott Frost. And I was like, what? Like, they just scored once. It's 7-0. And then it was just a fucking just ass pounding from there as it went to like 7-49,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, I'm done. I'm turning off my television or whatever. And
So I was at the K-State game, and we got to go into the field before everybody else was there. And on all the jumbotrons was just Nebraska.
you have pictures? Can we show people?
I have some,
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
but yeah, they had Nebraska getting their fucking ass whooped by Oklahoma on all the jumbotrons, and I wanted to take a picture and just like, oh yeah, missing Scott Frost again.
Dude, regardless of who or what or I knew, like, after we lost to GA, I was like, we're gonna lose these next couple games.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. I was like, you might as well keep Scott Frost to just save us that money, but nope. And every time that I talked, and they're like, oh, we're that's Nebraska sending a message. It's like, and who the fuck's hearing that message?
Nobody.
Or who's paying for that message?
Yeah.
It's gonna be us, the fans and the players. We have to witness this bullshit. Like,
it was funny to watch.
Now you can't put more money into a decent coach. Now you have to pay them less because you have less money.
Yeah. And you're just
even if we would have held Scott Frost to the end of the season, said like, "Hey man, that shit was garbage again.
Yeah,
gotta go."
It was sad to watch. So hang on, let me get down to the K-State game. So Tulane beat Kansas State at Kansas State in Manhattan, and I was there for that game. Tulane got their first touchdown. Let me tell you about Tulane's fucking quarterback. He can run, and he's very dynamic. And I did not expect such a small school to have that good of a quarterback out on the field.
Really?
The dude was like all over the place. Whenever the pocket started collapsing on him, he would find some random ass gap and run for 12 yards. Almost every single time the pocket collapsed on him. Or he was fucking tossing dimes.
Isn't Iowa State's defense like pretty decent though?
Kansas State?
Oh, sorry, yeah, you did go to a Kansas State game. I'm sorry.
Kansas State defense was good. Like, Kansas State defense was keeping them in the game the whole time. They had a couple missed opportunities for an interception. I think they got 2. And it was just, they got 2 interceptions on them. And both of them, they were, like, either just over top of the receiver, like he just couldn't reach high enough. Like, he put it in the right spot where the receiver, if he was able to make the athletic move, it would have been only for him. But he ended up just like overthrowing it, or like it was just a little bit too outside, and they just had a safety or a linebacker that was kind of sitting in reserves, and he ended up picking it up.
Oh no! Did Josh Allen just throw an interception? I think they're calling him out of bounds. Okay, they called him out. That shit was crazy because like pocket collapse, as you said. Stephon Diggs is running, and I think he throws it just short. Bobbles. He didn't get that down. Okay. Speaking about football moves, not getting that second foot down. But like, talk to me about, because that's your first K-State football game, right?
So
about like the atmosphere of the fans. Good.
The fans are
like
or something else. So they only allowed beer in one section, and you could only drink beer in that area, and you could not leave. And Maddie was talking to one of the people working there, and apparently they had one too many fights in the stadium that they had to basically just keep beer into one area.
So when you say one section, because whenever I think of a stadium, one section is a very small.
It's not even in the in the seats. Like, it's behind like the stadium, and you have to go and it's a beer garden.
They had dry campus.
So it's dry for the frats and sororities right now because of something that happened. I don't know what. Neither does Maddie. And
Can you bring in alcohol? Because I know
no,
for Nebraska, you really.
no,
Because Aaron, you said Nebraska they can bring in alcohol. Is that like a?
Supposed to.
You're not supposed to, but they're not like they're not going to stop and frisk, right?
That's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but so Tulane's quarterback had 87 yards of rushing.
They're not in the front.
Your hoodie.
If my keys should be on the front table, if they're not there, I don't know where they are.
So Tulane had their quarterback alone had 87 yards of rushing, which is better than all the running backs.
Is he? I'm assuming he's more of that dynamic,
Dude's
you know,
about 6'3".
style QB.
Yeah. And he had
Yeah.
176 yards of passing. I think Kansas State picked up Nebraska's old quarterback, Adrian Martinez.
Yes, yeah. Okay, I'm glad you brought this up because you know why he transferred to K-State?
Why do you do that?
His girlfriend goes to K-State, and they were like, I guess she went to the schools in Papillion,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "Yeah, I'm going to K-State if you want to make this work." And he fucking went to K-State to be with his girlfriend.
Yeah, everybody was booing at him to take him out of the game.
I'm assuming he wasn't good. What was
So,
his?
like-
Do you have like?
They were booing him on things that, like, I was sitting there like, why would you boo him on this? Like, he was just, the pocket would be collapsing, and instead of taking the sack, he'd toss it out of bounds. And people would be
Smart.
like, yeah,
That's
I'm just
smarter
like,
than a sack.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there like, why are you guys booing at him? Like, he did the right thing, but I'm also just like, oh, they're probably just all drunk. Because,
Unless they're booing at the fact that the pockets collapse and they had a waste of play.
People were booing to take him out of the game. But yeah, he didn't have
So
an
at the end of the
interception.
day-
He had a touchdown. He didn't play terribly. 21 for 31.
At the end of the game, do you like K-State fans or do you? Because like,
I don't
when I
mind.
went in, you don't mind them? Okay.
They're dedicated until. towards the end
Stephon
of the
Diggs
game,
just got
yeah.
a touchdown from Josh Allen, so that's some points for you.
Yes. But yeah, so like Kansas State offense was not producing, and their defense was the only thing keeping them in the game. And every single time they started to drive down the field, there would be a penalty after another penalty, and they get a 4th and 1, and then it'd be a fucking false start, and it's just like they tried going for
It's
it.
just
on the
shit where
4th
they're
and 1.
shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they really were. One thing that was cool though, so like we were over by the visitors tunnel, and we're just kind of waiting for everybody to leave so we could take out all the unit colors out to somebody's truck or something like that.
Can you say what you? Because I know, but I don't think the people watching this are gonna know what you did.
So I was on so it was Fort Riley Day, and like it's something they do every year, where they kind of show support for the military, the military base right near the campus, and they had a unit formation march out on the field at halftime with their band, and it looked like, so they had USA with like all the band dudes, and then it looked like a flagpole, and then the outline of the flag and the formation filled in the stripes. And it was actually kind
Gotcha.
of cool. Yeah.
Is this
But I
something
did
you volunteer for? Or?
I volunteered for free tickets because I thought, with Maddie having the tailgate the game and me getting free tickets, like we get to hang out, I get to drink beer, then show up and just fucking do something stupid, like do push-ups every time they score, and then
For Maddie's thing, I won't say the official. Is she trying to get into that beer garden?
So Anheuser-Busch donates to K-State for their stadium.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it would be pretty hard to get their beer in there.
Yeah, especially since they're not really considered local.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was fucking not happening because the Army always makes things dumb, and I had to show up at the stadium at 8:30, and then I found out I couldn't just meet at the stadium. I had to walk 1.5 miles down the road to a fucking random ass park just to get onto a bus, just to ride back to the stadium.
That's dumb.
Yeah, It really fucking
You couldn't
was.
just go, I'm already here.
Yeah, I know. Um,
I mean, from where you're living really close to that stadium when we drove by.
yeah, I know. And it's fucking stupid. And yeah, then we went into the practice stadium and we did rehearsals, and it was pretty much trying to time us walking around the field, getting in position for the national anthem, and then the flyover. So we're just trying to get the timing down, and like me and you both did drill, and like nobody knows how to fucking march. Nobody knows how to fucking keep a pace or a cadence or anything like that. It is terribly dog shit. And I'm sitting there like, me being used to silent cues instead of verbal commands, and knowing like, hey, we can use silent cues to figure out when we need the left face, fucking present arms, and all this other shit, instead of waiting for fucking verbal commands. And they're like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. I'm like, why the fuck not? Like, it makes it 10 times easier.
Yeah, that or you got they, because you're gonna be on a field, no one around you, so you could do commands just loud enough for your people to hear it and no one else.
Yeah, but like, the thing was, the game was so loud that you could not hear the verbal commands at all.
Oh,
Yeah, it was dog ass.
ooh,
I'm gonna send some.
ooh, that is not good. Watching the game and a Bills defender just fucking walloped another one. Oh, that's not even fucking smart tackling, dude. What the fuck were you doing?
While I'm waiting for this to fucking send in the Discord, do you want to talk about your topics?
Yeah. So we're gonna skip the UFC pay per view because that's already a couple weeks old. Um, we're gonna kind of re-go back to the NFL. If you can pull, I think I sent a picture too. With the Browns logo.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't know a lot about Cleveland sports, but why isn't, like, where did this elf come from? What's the shit behind this?
I don't know.
I mean, they have like the dog pound. Why aren't
Yeah.
the? And I'm pretty sure I've seen a logo where it's like a big ass dog.
Yeah.
Why don't they just have a dog be their mascot?
I have no idea, bud. That makes no sense to me. And Brownie the elf kind of sounds a little,
It sounds stupid. Like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, that's one of the topics. And then, so Friday, I got drug. So technically, last Friday, me and Tom and a couple of the other guys were on like a slow pitch recreational men's softball league, and technically, not this last Friday, but the Friday before, we did our last game of the season. And it was, nice. It's a good way for me to just get out and, oh damn, they're fucking getting the ambulance out for this guy. Took this hit.
And T's fucking destroying everything. So the videos don't want
There
to
you go.
send, but the two pictures I can send.
This is going to the Discord.
Yep.
No, I couldn't help but notice. What's with the knee brace?
My knee's been hurt whenever I squat and do pretty much anything with legs.
Okay.
So I'm kind of doing that along with icing, ibuprofen, and Tylenol.
Yeah, I mean, we're both injury prone. I mean, let me.
Oh yeah.
So that was yesterday, and I'm not real. It's it's one of those things. But so Friday, in our like group chat for the league, Joe, the kind of captain, was like, hey, Merchants, who are the team that were like 13-0 in our 14-game season, like, hey, they're the last game of the year, and they're the people who they're supposed to play just dropped out, which I'm like, why the fuck? Like last game of the year, y'all up and quit.
Yeah.
Like that to me, like you're paying for the league, you might as well play all the games, even if you like lose, just have fun with it. But they called and they're like, hey, we like playing you guys because we were the only team that could like almost get them to a loss. And we always said like, yeah, we'll always take a fucking chance to play you guys because it's just a lot of fun because they're super like on top of their shit, and they just add a little bit more of a competitive, even though like it's recreational. We still like we've almost fought them in the first game. That's that's not here or there. But me and Tom and then another guy from our team named Sammy joined this other like kind of just batch of like another team. We played them and fucking like I haven't done dog shit for the team that I play for, but when I was on this ragtag team, I was 3 for 3. I got fucking 2 outs at the plate because I'm the catcher, and I was just like, man, I'm having a fucking great game, and we beat them. We walked them off the 7th because we only played 7 innings, but since the team that was supposed to play them forfeited the game, the loss that we gave them doesn't officially count because they're supposed to play this other team, so they officially went 14-0.
That sucks.
It does suck, but it's just one of those things where like mentally it's a W. On paper it's technically, but Tom and I were like,
people's champion.
Yeah, well, me and Tom were like, this is kind of like it's just like a scrimmage game, like it's not going to count for anything. But towards the end, because the Merchants were like kind of like, oh, like they didn't want to run rule us in the first 2 innings because they wanted to play like a full game, and they wanted to get their own hits in. The umpires were like, hey man, like y'all can just go ahead and play away, and then the team will get their hits. And the other guy on the team was like, I don't give a fuck if they hit. I want to hit like 4 times this game. That's so they went a little soft on us at first, but as the game went on, we just kept fucking battling, and sure enough, we walked them off, and they were fucking pissed. They were so fucking pissed. But the fucking side wore shorts Sunday, and I mean, you played on those fucking rec softball leagues. They just don't give you fucking decent dirt for shit, dude. And I took a picture of the field too, because so when the dirt drops off from third to like the outfield, there's a legit like step, or like I was telling, like when we were walking the field at first, like in our warm ups and stuff, I was like, damn, like tell the third baseman to watch out for that fucking drop off. If it was like a fucking one of those droopers right behind, kind of in the space where the infield and the outfield play, and you fucking tracking those, because most of the time you're fucking heads up or you're running like where you're not looking where you step. If you fucking took a step on what you think is solid ground, you're gonna easily fucking shatter your ankles. So yeah, the fields that we're playing on now, we absolutely fucking hate because they're also right next to a fucking swamp. And with all the rain that we've been getting, the fucking biggest fucking thousands of bugs come swarming at you. And it is just the worst fucking shit. And apparently I was talking to the umps, they're like, yeah, bug spray doesn't help them. They fucking they'll keep coming no matter what. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this fucking, because this is technically the second league of the year, but I'm ready. Damn, fucking swallowed up Ryan Tannehill. This game's starting to get aggressive. Also, I will say with this game, I don't think I've ever seen, like, on Monday Night Football, a team packed as the Bills are. Dude, it is, like, you do not see an empty seat. It is, like, shoulder to shoulder with these guys. That's pretty cool to see.
But I put in my 2 pictures, and I think I sent them in our group chat on Snapchat.
You did Snapchat?
Yeah. No, I did it in the Discord.
Oh.
Yeah, but I sent them on Snapchat.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I've seen these.
Yeah. But I took one with the mascot.
So is
and he
that
was,
like an actual mascot, or is
Yeah.
that like your buddies who just?
That was actually the mascot. They have like a uniform specifically for this day.
Really?
Yeah, and it says like Willie, and it like
Yeah.
and it says K State on like where it would normally say the branch.
You outranked by a mascot?
Yes.
You have to salute him?
No.
No.
But
Take a
then,
look at this bozo.
and then there's me at the field during warm-ups.
That. Oh, what the fuck? What you're? Oh, I guess we can't say, it, but yeah, look at that. A little stripe difference. Wow.
Totally have
How can you
hair.
live with yourself?
I don't know. I think I should get.
I don't know.
But like he had like his own K State like unit patch like thing going on, and he had a fucking an American flag, but with like the Bob like their Wildcat fucking logo on him.
Do they have like an ROTC branch that's where
I
they
think
get the uniform?
I think so because he's wearing
Okay.
frac U's, which are old deployment uniforms,
Huh?
and like I'm sitting, everybody was kind of sitting like, where the fuck you get frac U's from? Like, what the fuck?
It had to be.
Because those are like
Um.
2014, 2013 deployment uniforms.
Really.
Yeah, like I have a pair that I bought from a surplus store.
Let's see. Mike Evans suspended for 1 game after the brawl. Kyler Murray, police investigating allegations. Fan hit Murray after Sunday's game.
Oh yeah,
And then Trey Lance season ending. Yeah. Okay.
So let's hop in so that we can wrap this shit up. Next week's games and matchups. So we got the first AFC North matchup. The second AFC North matchup.
Should be Steelers Browns, right?
Yep, on Thursday night.
That's gonna be a good one to watch.
I'm gonna go Steelers.
I don't know I know you're gonna pick Steelers as your team. I don't know where I want to stand on that one.
I'm gonna keep the ball rolling on this. Texans and the Bears both lost last week.
Give me the Bears.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Titans and Raiders.
Oh, I'm gonna wait and see how this game finish off.
Okay.
This might be one of those things that when we record next week, I might have changed my mind.
Yeah.
It's just too early to tell. I'm gonna roll with the Raiders right now.
I'm gonna go with
But
the
as I
Titans.
get closer, I might change my mind on it.
I think I'm gonna go Titans on this one. Chiefs against the Colts. I'm gonna go Chiefs on this one. That looks
Yeah,
like
I want the Colts to win, but I don't see the Chiefs because they're playing great football right now.
Yeah. The Bills against the Dolphins. That one's gonna be a hard one. Because Tua Taka, whatever the fuck his name is, he popped off last game.
He did, but it was all later in the game, and I think Josh Allen and the Bills do a great job performing well
Throughout the whole game. Yeah.
So, and the Bills right now is just up. I'm gonna stay with the Bills going 3-0 for their.
Okay. So you're gonna go with the Bills on this one?
I'm going Bills.
Okay. Lions against the Vikings. I think I want to go Lions on this
I'm
one.
going to sell like Lions.
Yeah. Lions all the way. Ravens at New England.
Give me the Ravens.
I want to go Patriots on this
Mac
one.
Jones didn't Mac get injured?
I don't think so.
I thought he got hit and he had like a back injury.
I don't know.
Oh, never mind. No, I'm wrong. Right.
So Bengals at New York against the Jets.
If the Bengals don't get this fucking win, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. You know what I mean?
I want to go for the Jets on this one. I'm going to be honest with you. They're showing great football this year.
I will happily go versus you and say that the Bengals
Okay.
need this comeback win, to get their season on track.
Yeah. I agree with you on that, but I think the Jets are gonna win.
Where do you see them winning? You think it's gonna be off the arm of Joe Flacco?
No, I think it's gonna be off defense.
Because the Bengals O-line has just been dog shit.
Yep.
So far. So if you're putting most of the hope in the defense, I can kind of see where you're coming from. But I still think that.
I think it's going to be a good mix of offense and defensive play, but the defense is going to lead to good offensive play.
Yeah.
Eagles against Commanders.
It's one of those games I want to wait and see how Eagles do tonight. I'm gonna lean Eagles. If they do utter dog shit tonight.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lean
change up my
Eagles.
pick.
Saints against the Panthers. I'm gonna go Saints. Yeah, I don't want to see fucking what's his face Baker Mayfield do well.
I just don't see him doing well.
Jaguars against the Chargers. Now this one is kind of hard because they're both kind of like. You didn't expect the Jaguars to kind of pop off this season?
I'm still gonna. Well, it depends. If Justin Herbert comes in this game injured, I'll say that's kind of sketch.
Yeah.
For Chargers fans, if he comes in healthy, feeling good, looking good, I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
I'm gonna go with Jags just to put some faith in a team that's
quite the contrarian today, and I don't really like it.
I think because the Jags were close in week 1, and the Jags beat fucking I forgot who they beat already. Fuck.
All I'm saying is you better keep track of who did what now, because I want to see it this week. This week I feel like we're going against each other a lot.
Rams and Cardinals. I want to go Rams.
I'm going to go Rams, too. Cardinals haven't been really shit. Like, yeah, they had, like, a really good comeback game.
Well, that's against Derek Vehicle and the fucking Raiders.
Yeah, and Hunter Renfrow fumbled twice.
Yeah.
Back-to-back. So, they kind of skated away with that one.
Yeah. Falcons and Seattle. I'm going to go Seahawks because I don't see the Falcons figuring out their shit.
One of those bird gauntlet games.
No, they're both bird teams, and I don't think they got all 5 on either.
Oh, see, I meant bird, like bird on bird action. That's what I meant. Man, I might lean Falcons. Just because Geno Smith has a weird. When he's not expected to do good, he does very well. When he's expected to win, he kind of hits the bed. So I'm gonna go Falcons.
Packers against the Bucks. Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. That's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay's defense.
What's that, bud?
Just gonna manhandle. Is that?
You're cutting in and out.
Oh, you can hear me all right?
Yeah.
I was saying the Buccaneers defense is gonna manhandle Green Bay. Just terrible wide receiver room right now.
Okay. So the Bucks defense are just gonna play better.
Yeah, and I think if defense plays better, and I think if Tom Brady, well, here's the thing, Mike Evans isn't there, but they still got Godwin, and visitors are coming, so we're at the wrap this shit up here soon. But,
49ers.
I'm going Buccaneers.
I'm going to go Bucks as well. 49ers against the Broncos. I want Jimmy G to do well, so I'm going to go 49ers.
Yeah, I think 49ers are going to do well.
Cowboys versus the Giants.
Give me the Giants. Let's go 3-0 with the Giants.
I want to go that too, but I also want to cheer on Cooper Rush.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I'm kind of like he's been showing me some stuff. I like. It's only been one game, but we'll see.
I'm gonna go Giants as well. So before we wrap it up on this, I wanted to talk about. I think I sent it to you on TikTok, but it's like watching Kyler Murray's like performance whenever there's a double XP or triple XP weekend in Call of Duty.
Yes, this is all playing into the Hard Knocks thing because the week that the Hard Knocks thing comes out about the end season with the Cardinals, is the same week, I believe, that the new Call of Duty drops.
So I kind of want to see where Kyler Murray ends up with the new Call of Duty dropping in the next month.
Well, I guess I'll let you know because I'm gonna be watching the Hard Knocks, and I'll talk to Aaron and that stuff. And then 7 for HBO Max, as long as he doesn't go recklessly spending money like he did on Amazon. Yeah.
That wasn't because of me. All right, so
controller.
He's trying to escape by that one.
So I wanted to also share something to you as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here, Tom, come sit on this one with me. You want lead an expert on baseball?
I don't know if I can be on this.
Sit down. Special guest.
Sorry.
Special guest Tommy Hart. Let me play through the commercial. So this is the Edwin Diaz intro song, and I think it's absolutely fucking perfect. Like, I think it's the greatest fucking intro song.
Don't you say that. There's better. It's good. It's fucking great.
It's one of the
best. I would
say
it's top 5 for sure.
After this, look up Ryan Helsley. It's Helsley, right?
Helsley.
His new intro for the Cardinals looks fucking dope.
It's crazy. And I think it's probably because they're like, oh shit, they're getting attention. So go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the build-up is just perfect for this thing.
Remember when you played Cat? That was so bad. These excited Mets fans getting into it.
Yeah, I know, right? Even all the crusty old... Look at that dude.
Damn, this Mets has a booty on her.
Alright, so who do you want me to look up?
Ryan, regular spelling. Last name is H-E...
H-E...
S...
H what?
E-L-S-E-Y.
L-S-E-Y?
Yep. And then do intro.
Edwin Diaz. Sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts. Edwin Diaz. I wouldn't put him up there with great closers of all time yet, but if he keeps up what he's doing this year, his strikeout rate is insane.
I don't think he's saying that the pitcher himself is great as all time. I think he's saying that the intro.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know what he was talking about,
Oh, okay.
and I agree. It's a really good walkout. But
All
Mariano Rivera, Enter Sandman is up there.
Let me click on the stream.
Okay, you ready, Tom?
This should be it.
Is this the new one?
This is it, yeah.
The Cardinals have made their closer's entry
this is a
into a
fucking
game a
news
little more
article.
dramatic, complete with
Oh.
AC/DC.
That's fucking lame. Hang on.
It's a TikTok that Joshua.
Sorry, I went outside.
Did you text him to come over?
All right, here we go. And this is what we'll finish out on.
Okay.
I think it's pretty cool that like they have the stadium go all red.
I love this shit, dude. This is awesome.
Budweiser.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's equally as good a pitcher as Edwin Diaz. He's lights out.
I think he's also under the radar good. Like, he doesn't really get talked about a lot.
Edwin Diaz, they make bobbleheads for him. Like Timmy Trumpet comes out and
Yeah.
plays for him. Ryan Helsley's just does his thing.
Yeah.
I want to try and get CJ on as well.
Yes, I think that's good. We might need to wait
Yeah.
till the after season.
Mm-hmm.
What about your one boy that played at one of the colleges that you knew?
Malcolm Lee.
Think so. Wasn't he? He was
He
playing
plays
on.
for
He,
KU.
whenever we went.
Jay Johnson, you're thinking of for Wyoming? Are you talking about when we went to?
Yeah, we went to the game and you said that you messaged this guy and you were like,
We went to the Husker game years ago. I think it was C.J. Johnson or someone like that.
Oh yeah, CJ.
I were say that's your boy too.
Yeah. I never played with him. He was varsity when I was freshman. So
Oh.
like, I only tossed the ball to him a couple times before teams were broken up into individual practices. Where like they had all the quarterbacks together, all the wide receivers across varsity, JV, reserves, freshmen, and they were just trying to.
I agree with CJ that I would love to have him on, but I don't know how.
We can message him and see if he'd be able to talk about it.
Some things I'd ask him some stuff that he would probably be able to talk about.
Okay.
Some of the more controversial things might be harder to swing, but
Okay.
I've definitely had this thought before.
And then what about fucking AJ Forbes?
He's got his own media thing called Barn Burner Sports. He'd probably love to come on and plug it.
Yeah, I mean we're
There you go.
small, but like maybe we could plug our shit onto his.
Yeah,
Extra 2 viewers.
Yeah.
right.
You mean
AJ
6
Forbes
viewers.
wasn't my guy. He wasn't my guy like that. But if you guys are close with him, then yeah.
AJ Forbes sat on me in 2nd grade in CCD. He used to chase me around and like beat me up.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get you guys next week. While Tom rambles on. Peace out.